Anna Carter thought it was just another peaceful evening, until a sinister gang snatched her off the street. But what they didn't know, her father, Evan Carter, isn't just any man. He's a highly trained military captain with the skills and connections to track them down. As the gang revels in their arrogance, they have no idea they've just made the worst mistake of their lives. A relentless pursuit begins, leading to a shocking showdown they'll never forget. The cobblestone streets of Prague glittered under a thin layer of frost, the Vltava River winding silently through the city's heart. Anna Carter, 23, hurried across the Charles Bridge, her breath fogging in the December air. She was a student at Charles University, slender, with deep brown skin and a quiet resilience shaped by a life of subtle slights and overt stares. Her father, Marcus Carter, had raised her alone, a stern but loving man whose past as a CIA operative she knew only in fragments. Tonight, she was late, her shift at a Old Town cafe having dragged on. She didn't notice the black van idling near the bridge's end until it roared to life. 4 men burst out, pale, leather-jacketed, their faces hard with hate. The leader, Viktor, sported a buzz cut and a jagged scar across his cheek, a faint iron cross tattooed on his wrist. Before Anna could react, a gloved hand clamped over her mouth, a rag soaked in ether burning her throat. Darkness swallowed her. Across the city, in a modest flat near Vyšehrad, Marcus Carter's phone pinged. At 50, he was a retired intelligence officer turned security consultant, tall, broad-shouldered, with graying hair and a gaze that cut through lies. The message was a video. Anna, wrists bound, blindfolded, a gun pressed to her temple. Viktor's voice growled through the static. "Your kind doesn't belong here, Carter. Leave Prague, or she's dead." Marcus's pulse spiked, but his training took over, cold, precise, lethal. He recognized the accent, the insignia on Viktor's sleeve, the Bílí Jestřábi, White Hawks, a neo-Nazi gang he'd surveilled during a stint with Interpol. They'd targeted him, but they didn't know him. Not his skills, not his reach. That ignorance would be their undoing. He grabbed his kit, encrypted sat phone, Glock 19, tactical vest, and dialed Jana, a former Czech police captain turned private eye. "Anna's been taken, Bílí Jestřábi. I need eyes on their safe houses." "Marcus, slow down," Jana said, her voice sharp. "Where are you?" "Home. I'm moving now." "I'll pull strings. Check their haunts in Žižkov, Holešovec. Don't go solo." "No promises," he said, already out the door, the night swallowing his footsteps. Anna woke to the drip of water and the stench of rust, her hands zip-tied to a metal chair. She was in a dilapidated factory, cracked concrete floors, rusted pipes, swastikas spray-painted on the walls. Viktor paced before her, a pistol dangling from his hand, while his crew, Lucas, lean and jittery, Peter, bulky and brooding, and Milos, young and twitchy, lounged nearby. "Nice catch," Viktor sneered, tilting her chin up with the gun barrel. "Too bad you're in the wrong skin." Anna's stomach churned, but she held his gaze. "You're making a mistake you can't undo." He laughed, a harsh bark, and slapped her. Pain exploded across her face, but she bit back a cry. She'd inherited her father's grit. She'd endure. Outside, Marcus prowled the streets of Žižkov, Jana's intel guiding him to an old Soviet-era factory. He spotted the van, its plates matching the video. 3 guards patrolled, 1 at the gate, 2 on the roof. He moved like a shadow, silencing the gate guard with a chokehold, then scaling the wall. from a shattered skylight. He saw Anna below, Viktor's gun inches from her head. Rage flared, but he forced it down, strategy over emotion. He dropped a flashbang through the skylight. It detonated with a blinding crack, disorienting the gang. Marcus rappelled down, landing in a crouch. Lucas swung a knife. Marcus parried, snapping his wrist and dropping him. Petr charged, fists raised. Marcus sidestepped, firing a shot into his thigh. Petr collapsed, groaning. Milos bolted for the door, but Marcus tackled him, zip-tying his hands. Viktor recovered, grabbing Anna and jamming the gun against her neck. "Back off, or she's gone." Marcus froze, weapon steady. "Let her go and you walk. Last chance." "Walk," Viktor spat. "You're nothing, just trash with a gun." Anna's eyes met Marcus's, calm, trusting. He shifted his aim, firing once. The bullet grazed Viktor's shoulder, forcing him to drop the gun. Anna broke free, and Marcus lunged, pinning Viktor to the ground, his knee on the man's spine. "You're done," Marcus growled, securing Viktor's wrists. He cut Anna's ties, pulling her close. "You hurt?" She shook her head, voice shaky but firm. "I'm okay, Dad. Get us out." Police sirens wailed in the distance. "Jana's doing." Marcus dragged Viktor to his feet as the others moaned, subdued. "You picked the wrong fight," he said, shoving him toward the door. Hours later, the gang sat in a Prague holding cell, battered and silent. Marcus stood with Jana outside, watching through the glass. Anna, wrapped in a blanket, sat nearby, her cheek bruised, but her spirit intact. "They'll rot," Jana said. "Kidnapping, assault, hate crimes, 10 years, minimum." Marcus nodded, but Anna stood, stepping closer. "Dad, wait. That's not enough." He turned, brow furrowed. "What do you mean?" "Prison won't change them," she said. "They'll just hate more. What if we make them see instead?" Marcus clenched his jaw. He'd wanted them broken, punished. But Anna's eyes held a fire he couldn't ignore. She'd always seen beyond his vengeance. The trial was swift. Marcus's contacts ensuring airtight evidence. CCTV, the video, DNA. The Bili Gestrabi faced heavy charges, but Anna intervened, pitching a radical plea to the judge, reduced sentences with a catch. They'd served 2 years in a restorative justice program, working in Prague's Roma and immigrant communities, facing the people they'd vilified, under strict oversight. The judge, intrigued, approved. Marcus backed it, though his instincts screamed for harsher terms. Anna joined as a liaison, her presence a constant challenge to their hate. Over months, the gang fractured. Milos cracked first, bonding with a Roma teen over soccer, tears streaking his face as he apologized. Peter, gruff and limping, taught carpentry to refugee kids, his silence giving way to grudging respect. Lucas resisted, his sneers fading only when a Somali mother thanked him for fixing her stove. Viktor was the wall, his rage unyielding, but even he faltered one day, staring at Anna as she spoke to a group. "I was you once," she said, voice steady. "Scared, angry, judged. You can stay that way, or you can choose different." He didn't reply, but his fists unclenched. 2 years later, Prague bloomed with spring. Anna stood on the Charles Bridge with Marcus, the Vltava shimmering below. She'd graduated, taken a role in victim advocacy, her scars a testament to survival. The program had ended. Milos and Petr stayed on, volunteering. Lucas drifted, teetering. Viktor finished his term, silent but changed, his hate dulled if not gone. "Did we win?" Anna asked, leaning on the rail. Marcus watched the water. You gave them a chance. Some took it. Racism's a hydra. Cut one head, another grows. But you fought smart. She smiled faintly. Think they'll keep going? Some will, he said. Some won't. You showed them a door. That's more than I'd have done. The city hummed around them, alive and flawed. Anna and Marcus had turned terror into something else. Justice with a pulse, redemption with teeth. Racism lingered, in Prague's shadows, in the world's veins. But they'd carved a dent. Would the gang stay the course, or slip back? The answer hung in the air, bright and uncertain, as they walked on together.